Hey Books, welcome into our Aquarius Pisces astrology tarot reading here. I thank you guys so much for being on this side of the channel as always, and I'm very excited to get into this message. Thank you for your patience with this upload. And shout out to everybody who's already claimed a deck. I appreciate y'all so very much, and I really do hope that those decks serve you all well. Don't forget, you can claim any deck in my thrift shop on my website for yourself. I will give it to you absolutely free, shipping on me as a thank you for being here. Okay, so put it in the comment down below or on the members post. But let's get into it. All right, I hope you guys are doing well too. Keep in mind that this message can also be relevant for your 11th and 12th house energies or any other placement that you maybe have in Aquarius and or Pisces, okay? But it felt very much relationship focused and centered here, Aquarius, Pisces energies. In my meditation for you, it feels like maybe you're a little extra sensitive. And that's something that needs to be honored. You might be more sensitive than you normally are. So there could be some very touch and go kind of communication, maybe something that's said that rubs you the wrong way, something that you want to say, but you don't want to rub someone the wrong way, right? Like there's some sort of like, I'm emotional, I'm feeling this, or I'm sensing this, and I need to tell you, I need to say something, but I don't know how to say it. I don't want to hurt your feelings, or I don't want to start an argument. This could also be the recognition that maybe within a relationship dynamic, the communication styles are just different, or that there needs to be an evolution in the communication style so I'm hearing y'all can understand each other better. You can hear one another clearer. So maybe that is the focus here. Making sure that you are speaking up, you're advocating for yourself, you are saying how you feel, but then also recognizing when maybe that's not necessarily the best plan of action. Also recognizing when maybe you need to sit with what you feel a little bit longer and formulate the words, really get to the root and investigate a little bit deeper. Are you really feeling that way, or is there something else that might be motivating that feeling? Okay, so be very mindful around your emotional body right now, my Aquarius Pisces energies, because it does feel like it is very I'm hearing high alert, like it's picking up something. But for some of y'all, you need to investigate it a little deeper, go beyond the surface of what you're feeling. Others of y'all, yeah, what you're picking up on might be absolutely true, and maybe you're just gonna have to weigh. I'm seeing scales again, so something about Libra energy is very significant. I think it's, again, all these Venus conjunctions that we're having in January, but it's very kind of pick your battles. Okay, pick your battles. Pick your battles. Yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Somebody might want to talk about the future with you, what the future looks like, what y'all see, what you want out of a relationship and a connection, where you see something going, when will something happen. Ooh, got my deck upside down, but you got Taurus and cultivate in reverse. Okay, maybe this is a connection that you might not see yourself cultivating in the future. Maybe that's an awareness or a moment of clarity that could be hitting you in January. I really don't want this to move forward, or, you know, in the light of what the earth air energies are going through, you know, this isn't my home, this isn't my community, this isn't my people. Or I'm also getting that too. For somebody here, you might absolutely be getting a lot more clarity around who has been an active member of your community, really putting in the work and the effort to be a communal, I almost want to say resource, or like help grow and cultivate community with you, and then who has been maybe working against that sense of community. For some of y'all, or for someone here, it seems like there might be someone who's been working against that community, and it's gone unnoticed until now. It's like you don't really actually want to be here. You don't really actually care about your impact on the people around you. You don't really, it's like little things you might start to be more sensitized to, more aware of. That, again, maybe you're going to have to investigate what you feel about that a little deeper before you have some sort of communication. Or you might feel the need to talk about it, okay? Especially if this is the first time that you've noticed it, or if you haven't said anything about it before. Like I said, pick your battles, or know and consider who you're dealing with. If you've been vocal about that kind of dynamic that someone's bringing to a situation, bringing to a relationship, and they're not doing anything about it, there's your answer. You know what I mean? No need to keep trying to beat it into someone to show up differently for you, or to, you know what I mean? It's like them making the choice to not show up for you in the ways that you spoke about and the ways you've communicated is the answer. They do not care to do that. And now you got to make a decision and move accordingly, okay? All right, so maybe some tough decisions. I'm seeing the King of Swords in my mind's eye. Maybe some tough decisions have to be made when it comes to relationships and partnerships. But show me more about this energy here, Divine. Thank you. Yeah, Neptune and Vision, okay? Neptune being your co-ruler here in this energy. Right, like I said, what do you see for your future? Maybe the truth is I kind of feel that. Maybe the truth is you don't see somebody in your future. You don't see something working out long term, or you don't see yourself cultivating something. Yeah, Moon and Perception, and the 9th house and Exploration. Interesting. Tell me a little bit more about this message here. What's going on? 1st house and Arrival. Okay. Some of you are arriving to that perception, or arriving to the right perception. Ooh, that just fell out. Yeah, about a partnership. Maybe in the future you see something different for yourself. South Node energy. Okay, maybe this is the end of a South Node cycle. Maybe this partnership or relationship is connected to the past, or a South Node energy, a past version of yourself, ascendant. An entrance kind of wanted to flip out here. Thank you. Aries, maybe you're dealing with an Aries, or maybe you're an Aquarius or Pisces rising tuning into this. Cultivate in Taurus back here at the bottom. Okay. Right. It's definitely a time to act. Again, you're all going to hear me talk about it. I hope you don't get too bored with it, but that Saturn and Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees Aries is going to be very, very powerful for the conscious collective. That is happening, I believe, the 19th or the 20th of February, which is Aquarius Pisces cusp week. Okay. It's when the moon is transitioning houses. From the 11th house to the 12th house. So that might be a time where you really do feel this call to action, but I feel like in the right now moment for January, you're in the awareness stage of whatever action you might be feeling called to take come February, come your birthday season. Your world could be very different here. I feel you breaking up with the past, breaking up with the South Node energy through actions. Maybe not just words. Maybe this is something you always said, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna not put up with this anymore. I'm gonna find a way out. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna do this. This is the moment where maybe that actually happens. Because maybe something in your perception shifts. Maybe something in your personal power with this 1st house. Something within you makes a change. 9th house energy, Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe this requires a lot of strength here. A lot of vulnerability and truth with the self. The Hermit. Yeah, you got to go deep within. This is what I was saying. For some of y'all, it's going to be very important for you to analyze. And I know, with the way that Piscean energy moves, sometimes being analytical can be a bore, a drain, an annoyance, a nuisance. But it's very, very crucial to allow that Aquarian mind of yours to sort through these emotions that I think are coming up for you about partnership, about relationships. It's like, can I really do this long term? Do I really want to spend the next X amount of years dealing with the same this? Or, you know, age old question, what if this person or what if the situation never changes? Would I be okay with that? And answering that honestly, not from a space of ego, but from a space of truth, from your heart. Because if the answer is yeah, then the answer is yeah, and that's beautiful and that's okay. The answer is no, then it's no, and got to figure out the actions and what needs to be done to move in that truth. Okay, but it is a bit of a hermity kind of moment with the soul, moment with the universe, that you might be called into here in January. Okay, show me this vision. The divine might be giving you a vision. I don't know if some of y'all see visions or have those kind of, I'm hearing daydreams. What you might count as a daydream could actually be a divine vision. Okay, some of y'all maybe have that gift. Yeah, look at what the vision is. Thank you, divine. Ace of Cups to the Ten of Cups. You have a vision of what that Ten of Cups is, but yeah, but the Three of Swords behind it. It might require you to end something with the world. Okay, yeah. It might require you to close out a cycle. Okay, show me this vision. Thank you. The Hierophant, period. Period. Okay. And what's the perception that Aquarius Pisces energies have of this Hierophant vision, the Three of Cups? I think this is the realization that what someone's been committed to has been very surface level, and it hasn't evolved into deeper intimacy, which is something that all water energies absolutely need. It's a necessity. It's an absolute, you know, it's a non-negotiable. And sometimes it takes a little moment to get to that awareness of that, oh wait, no, I actually need someone to swim in the waters with me, not just play in the shadow in or kick their feet on top of the water. I need someone who can swim. Need someone who could swim. And I feel like someone is realizing that I haven't been swimming. This person or these people or the situation can't swim with me. And that's maybe messing up that Piscean flow. Okay, interesting. What's being explored here in January through the 9th house? Okay, the Eight of Pentacles. I heard what can be done about it. And you know what I think is very beautiful about this energy? It doesn't feel like you are giving up on something, and maybe that's what's kept somebody here. You don't want to feel like you've given up. You want to make sure you've turned over every leaf, you've done all that you could. And I see maybe you're still trying to figure out if there's more to do. Maybe I haven't tried this. What if I do it this? What if I say it this way? Or what if we go here, especially if this is a relationship? What if we try therapy? What if, right? So maybe there are still some things that are yet to be explored as methods of communication. It feels very communicative. I'm hoping that's a word. Yeah, communicative. It feels like it's in that realm. Okay, so your third house could be very active for whoever's resonating with this message. But it's like, I'm here. I've said all I can say. I've done all I can done. That's that. So some of y'all are going to get to that point. Others of y'all, I feel like you're still searching for a solution. Okay. And maybe you'll find it. Maybe you will. Let's see what's arriving with this first house energy. Three of Swords that just knocked over Moon and Perception. Maybe that's the thing that's been, yeah, that's okay. I hear you, Spirit. That's the thing. Magic, the Magician. Sometimes we believe that there's some sort of magic word or action or combination of things that can turn someone around, make somebody different, change who someone is. You know, if I just do it all these ways, they'll wake up and realize, oh, I've been ignoring building community, or I haven't necessarily been swimming deep, or oh, I've just been forgetting to do the intimacy thing. And that can be such a trap, a South Node one for sure. And it's difficult. It's definitely difficult, but from experience, from close proximity to situations in my own world, right, and what I'm feeling guided to say is something that you probably have already heard. You can't change anybody. Somebody has to want to be and want to do and want to align and want to compromise. That's not something that anybody can force. No amount of talking, preaching, counseling, prayer, staying, forcing, arguing, teaching is going to make someone who is committed to the resistance be open to flowing with you. Okay, so it's something about flow. There's some sort of energy that's keeping that Piscean energy from flowing, and it feels like Spirit's like, okay, are we done? Are you really done? Are you ready to be done? Because what it seems like is the more you try to find a solution, the more the heart breaks, the more the betrayal happens, the more stabs you get in the heart, because it seems like whoever this isn't really, doesn't want to be better, do better, show up in the way that you need. And that can be a tough pill to swallow. That can be something very challenging to accept. But it's the fact that there's a part of you that might still believe that you can do something to get this person or get this situation to start working with you, or to start doing what needs to be done, start showing up in new ways. And that seems to be the dead end of it all, the wall of it all. Yeah, this is definitely within a partnership. Show me this partner. What did I say? The King of Swords. I felt it. Right. And the King of Swords, you're absolutely going to be hard pressed to change their mind. Okay. Because inevitably, especially in their shadowy aspect, they aren't as open to information. It's like, it kind of leans on that know-it-all kind of a vibe. They know it all. They know what you're going to say. They know what you need, but they're still making the decision to not do it. You can present the best case, all the evidence, PowerPoint presentation. Here's why this has to happen in order for this partnership to work. If they don't want to do it, if it doesn't make sense to them, and I almost feel selfishly like if it doesn't benefit them, they're not interested. Why change what's been going on for so long? So someone could definitely be a little cold. Someone could definitely be a little shrewd. I also feel like this is definitely maybe more calculated than someone is fully understanding. And maybe that's the awareness piece of this, my members. You might be aware of just how calculated someone is in that resistance within this partnership. Now, that could be a work partnership. Doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. That could be a friendship. Take it as it resonates, okay? But no amount of harder work, more focus, more time, more getting to the details, more teaching, more guidance is going to make this King of Swords do anything different. Yeah. Strength energy. I almost feel like that's the divine trying to almost give the pure part of you here a hug. Like, it's okay. The divine knows what you want. The divine knows what you need. especially when it comes to partnership. And maybe in the past, yeah, something about ego could really have been driving this ship. It's almost like the ego of someone who doesn't think they need to change, and then the ego of someone who thinks they can change someone. Both egos, just two sides of the same ego. Not to say it again, but the same coin. That's what this dynamic feels like. Tell me more about this past. What's in the past here? Judgment. Yeah. 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 So Spirit is calling judgment on this situation. Okay. The Ten of Swords fell on the Three of Cups. Right. How many times are you going to be betrayed by the perception that some sort of relationship or partnership operates in a way that it doesn't? Or like I was saying, like someone might be walking into the awareness that, wow, no, you've never really wanted to be in partnership with me. I've been trying to be a partner to you, but you've never been interested in being a partner to me. You've never tried. No matter how many times I beg, I ask, I plead, I scream, I yell, I, like try to get on and berate. It's like, no. And it feels as if someone might be done betraying themselves when it comes to this partnership. Okay. Ooh. And that is this new mindset, this new awareness. Yeah, death. Temperance. So be patient with this new awareness that's coming in for whoever this is for. Be patient with yourself, because it can definitely take you through the stages of grief. You might grieve the time that's been lost. You might grieve, not knowing, or try not to beat yourself up for that, because you don't know until you really genuinely know. And even if you did know but didn't know what to do, that's okay too. That's very normal. Just because we're aware of something doesn't necessarily mean that we know what to do about it. So sitting in that awareness and allowing the divine to help you piece together your next steps is going to be crucial from this point on. Okay. What's the action or the act? The Star. Yeah. There's some healing that's needed and necessary here. Okay. Okay. Show me a little bit more about this vision of commitment with the Hierophant. Ooh, the Magician in reverse. Right. Where you don't have to manipulate someone. You don't have to coerce someone. You don't have to do the gymnastics of trying to incorporate someone into your world. Whoever wants to be there is going to be there, without you having to force it, without you having to scream or yell or guilt trip. Like, I feel like that's what I mean. I feel like somebody's pulled out all the stops and might be coming to the realization that there is no magic potion to make this situation fit or make it work. Okay, what's the perception of this shallow energy? Strength again. Okay, exactly. Yeah, and that could be a bit of a hit to the ego. That could be a bit of a hit to the ego. When you realize, oh, I'm not in control of the situation. I don't necessarily have the power to make somebody do what I want them to do. And again, it's very normal, very natural, very human. We all fall into that trap. We all fall into those cycles. It's just about being aware of it and making sure that you let it go, step into the role of, hey, I can't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. Accept what they aren't doing as a no, or as a, especially if you've already spoken about it. Like some of y'all, maybe you just need to have that conversation if you haven't been expressing yourself or haven't been sharing your feelings, which Aquarius, Pisces energy, yeah, I could see that. I could see it being a bit difficult. But if you have, it's the acceptance part. It's the acceptance part that I feel somebody at. What's the exploration with the 8 of Pentacles? The 9 of Cups. Yeah. Instead of exploring solutions on how to make this partnership fit and work, start exploring what you need to be happy, what you need to feel fulfilled and complete within yourself. And that's what I think that vision is. When you think of that, you might not see this partnership with this King of Swords. And that's your answer. You know what I mean? That King of Swords energy, whoever that represents for you, you know, is not a part of that 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups we saw earlier. And again, do the mourning, do the death, do the transformation, do the temperance with it all. Okay? Let yourself process it. And that is going to bring about some sort of grief. So why is the arrival of the 3 of Swords? Tell me a little bit more about this 3 of Swords arriving for Aquarius, Pisces. Yeah, someone might mourn the time. World with the Queen of Cups. Yeah. That love wasn't enough. And that's the biggest thing that's sold to us, especially in media. Hallmark has made a billion-dollar business off of it. You know? Love is enough. Love will get you through. Love at the end of the day. And love, in the words of one of my favorite artists, what does love got to do with it? That's Mama Turner right there. What does love got to do with it? It's a secondhand emotion. Somebody's maybe been acting out of love for a very long time. And it will be sad to see that cycle close. But it's what's needed and necessary for somebody to actually be happy, and that's what you're deserving of. What makes you feel like the star that you are, okay? Because that is your major arcana. For me as a reader, can I get 1 for the arrival of the 3 of Swords? Thank you. Yeah, the Page of Swords. And yeah, we have to sometimes look back and be like, man, my ego really felt like, you know, I really felt like it could make something shake. It could make somebody grow. I could learn, I could teach, and they'll understand. And right, yeah, that might have been a juvenile thought, and that's not a negative thing. It's just a learning curve. It was something that you had to learn, no matter how long this took. Okay. Yeah. Immediately the 7 of Wands. I didn't even have to ask. Exactly. The truth of the matter is this King of Swords has been actively resisting this partnership. And might not have the guts or might not care to say they don't want to be in it anymore. They rather just be in resistance but still go through the motions. Or the truth is, whatever this is, I'm hearing it like this King of Swords has been your op. Could even be your partner. This King of Swords has been your op, has been working against you. And that sucks. I'm so sorry. That absolutely sucks. And sometimes people can do that without them even really being aware. Some of them absolutely know what they're doing. They might not see it as that, but it is what it is. You know, oh, I'm not working against you. I'm just doing my own thing. Well, that's not what a partnership is. You can't move like you're single when you're partnered with someone. You can't move without considering the other person. That's the whole point of being in a partnership. But being in a partnership where it's just surface level 3 of Cups, there's no consideration there in that 3 of Cups. Those, again, it's like the people who go over, you know how in the movies, I'm seeing that scene from like 16 Candles, if you guys have ever seen that movie, cult classic, where the guy, Jake, I think is his name, his girlfriend throws the whole party at his house because his parents are gone and he's stupid rich and they're just trashing the place. Like absolutely trashing the place. That's the 3 of Cups. He didn't know all those people, neither did the girlfriend, right? But it was just the fact of, we're having a party, we're having a get together, parents aren't home, let's go wild, let's go crazy, let's do whatever, let's drink their liquor, use their things, you know, be wild, TP the house, like surface. And then no one stayed to clean up. Everybody left. That's the Three of Cups. It's like, that's what someone's been dealing with within a partnership. I'm there for the resources. I'm there for the appearance of it all. I'm there to say I was there, but I'm not actually present. Okay. Clarify South Node with the past judgment. What's this judgment on the South Node? Okay, Six of Pentacles. Yeah, that it hasn't been an equal exchange. It hasn't been balanced. In reverse, Tower energy. And maybe that's the action, or maybe this is going to be divine intervention that steps in here. Okay, but what's the star in this Aries energy? And like I said, maybe that could be coming with a conjunction during the Aquarius Pisces birthday season. But what's the star energy with Aries? The King of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. You know what this is for somebody? Someone might be putting up with this partnership because they feel like they can't do better. They feel like they won't be able to find what they need in a partner. So they're settling for someone who isn't a partner at all. But it gives the Three of Cups. That's not partnership. That's an associate. Someone is afraid that they won't find their person. But again, as soon as someone acts in their best interest, the star energy, the King of Pentacles shows up. Someone who is a partner, someone who is invested in the partnerships and connections, very present, not only because they can be, but because they want to be. They value their time and their energy. They're not going to invest it somewhere where they don't see value. Whereas the King of Swords would entertain something just for the idea of it. Okay? Somebody need to hear that. Alrighty, divine. So what's to come of this judgment on the South Node? What's to come of this judgment? Leadership? Oh, okay. Okay, we'll do a little hop around here with this. I like that. Yeah, leadership. So some of y'all are being called into taking leadership in your own world, in your own life. And you see this matching lion, the strength to see something for what it really is. It's the Three of Cups. Or to see somebody for who they really are or who they've been. With the Seven of Wands, that's don't cross this boundary. Don't come any closer. No intimacy. It's blocking out. Somebody has been keeping someone at a distance, calling it love. Or actively resisting being a partner, regardless of what's been told to them. And again, with the Page of Swords, like someone's communicated from their broken heart. Someone's been like, hey, and you know, the King of Swords can be an asshole sometimes, especially verbally. They can say some really fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Knowing that it'll hurt you. Cold. And it's like someone's been saying, hey, that hurts. Ouch, that hurts. Don't say that. Don't do that. When you say that or when you do that, it doesn't make me feel like we're in a partnership. It doesn't make me feel like you love me. It makes, you know, and it's just been kind of, I'm hearing going in one ear and out the other. Someone's also like, yeah, with Mars, actively. Someone's been, yeah, okay. So whoever this King of Swords is, it's intentional, babe. It's not that they have an issue. It's not that, oh, they're just debilitated or, you know, handicapped in that area. No, it's intentional. Oh, they just don't know. They've never known. No, it's intentional. They absolutely know. They're the King of Swords. They're strategically acting as if they know. This is weaponized incompetence. Where someone pretends to not be good at something or not be aware or, you know, have this kind of lack when they do not at all. But pretending like they do gets you to do more. gets you to overextend, gets you to believe that there's hope for them to change when they know that they are resisting change at every twist and turn. They're just hoping that you keep biting the bait. Okay? So yeah, let's talk about it since we're harping on it. Show me what's the guidance for this partnership with the King of Swords. And keep in mind, this King of Swords could be a feminine energy too. Or a woman in King of Swords energy. Take it as it resonates. Okay, psychic healing. Yeah. This has been maybe, even with the Seven of Wands, some form of spiritual warfare, I feel. This person maybe gaslights a lot or tries to actively work against your intuition. Like, you know, you'll call it out, but then they'll say things or they'll do things to make you think different when you know the truth. Interesting. Okay, I'm getting pulled over to act. Clarify, and what's the guidance for the Star and the King of Pentacles with this Aries action? Acceptance, yeah. And that's what I mean. It's accepting that this King of Swords is not someone who's willing to invest in the ways that you need them to invest, or that they need to just in general in order to be a partner for you. And so you heal that, you release that, you pour that out, pour into yourself, and the person who can, the person who is willing, now has more room to show up. Okay, what's the first house and the arrival? What's the guidance for this Three of Swords, Page of Swords? Yeah, this is somebody who's acting like the Page of Swords, but they're the King of Swords. Well, I don't know. I didn't, playing dumb. When they absolutely know exactly what they're doing. They're just hoping you don't call it out. And even if you do call it out, that's when the gaslighting starts. That's when the resistance starts. That's when the Seven of Wands. They block it out. It's in one ear and out the other. No, 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 no. Denial, denial, denial. Then they'll start a fight. And then, you see what I'm saying? It's a routine. Somebody might be stuck in South Node cycle that the divine is calling judgment on. Yeah. Intuition, exactly. There's a strong part of you here that knows that, but doesn't want that to be true. And that is so normal and so natural and so very human, okay? Don't judge yourself for that. Of course you don't want that to be true, especially with the Eight of Pentacles being here. If this is something that you've been actively working on, working towards, investing in, of course you don't want that to be true. But truth is truth. And it seems like this truth isn't going to change. No matter how you paint it, no matter how you look at it, no matter how many times you ignore it, it's still going to be the truth. It's just about accepting it. And that takes leadership, that takes strength, that takes courage to call judgment on the fact that this is not something that's balanced. Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is not something that's equal give and take. This is not something that's even reciprocal. Okay. Show me the moon and the perception. What's this Three of Cups with strength? What's the guidance for the Three of Cups with strength? Thank you. Death. Yeah. Period. Exactly. Death to that Three of Cups energy. Death to the ego of how the connection looks or what it appears like, or trying to keep up an appearance of just what isn't. Okay. And again, that's also that hope that the Three of Cups can turn into some sort of lover's energy. And that doesn't necessarily happen. Okay. Show me the Eight of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups under exploration. Guidance. Higher consciousness, exactly. Your higher self is telling you what you need to be putting that Eight of Pentacles energy behind is not this partnership, but your Nine of Cups, yourself, your star energy, acceptance. And what's the guidance for this vision of commitment with the Hierophant and the Magician in reverse? offering. Interesting. Yeah. Like I said, the divine might be bringing in this vision. They're showing me that Ace of Cups with the Ten of Cups. Yeah. Showing you that, ooh, actually, your happiness is not with this partnership. That you can actually be happy outside of it. To put it short, you can do better. I don't know why I had to whisper that, but like, you can do better. Yes, you can. There's absolutely somebody better out there for you. And not even better. Better might not be the best word to say. Because everybody has their flaws. Everybody has their things, right? But something that's more aligned. Absolutely. But you have to believe that. You have to believe that in order for it to be true. So maybe that's the work. Yeah, maybe that's the work that hermit retreat into that you might be called into for January, my loves. All right, I really do hope that this brought some sort of clarity, confirmation around the energies you might be feeling in your world right now, my bouquet members. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments if this did resonate with you, and even if it doesn't. I love those hellos. I love hearing from y'all. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, if you haven't claimed a deck from the thrift shop and you're interested in one, make sure you do in the comments down below or either on the post on our members board, okay? And I can send you the purchase link, which is just the giveaway link where you can claim it, send your information so I can mail it to you. Again, shipping on me. It's absolutely free. As a thank you. I appreciate y'all so very much for sticking with me, for being here, for joining. It means a lot. It really does. And I'm excited to see where this 2026 is going to take us. But this is a beautiful start here to really kind of put into action, maybe even by Aries season, to kind of be maybe in a whole new mindset, a whole new world. Okay, my loves? All right. I'll catch you all in our next one. Love you lots. Namaste.